My name's Jamie Bond. I currently race in the Clio Cup UK for Team Hard Racing, but previously was in the Volkswagen Racing Cup Track. I always looked up to Jason Plato growing up. He was someone that I wouldn't say as such an inspiration, but it was someone that I always aspired to do as well as in the Touring Car Championship. So other than that, someone like Ayrton Senna from Formula One. We done karting when I was younger, but just funding halted us. And actually, I used to race against Tom Ingram in karts and cadets when I was 8 years old, and I watched his race against Jason Plato at Rockingham in I can't remember what year it was now, but it kind of inspired me to try and get back into racing to see if I still had it. And I saw the scholarship that Tony was advertising, and that was the way that we got in. A full-on racing car was with Team Hard, which was the VW Cup car. Obviously, I'd driven karts previous, but yeah, the first time was on the scholarship actually. At the end of 2015, I believe it was. At that time, no. It was purely just a bit of fun, actually. To see if I could just be in the mix more than anything, I think. I think I went through every emotion there was possible. I think I just wanted to finish, really. I think the aim was just to finish the race. That was my first thought, and then once the race started, you kind of shut off from finishing the race, and you see the car in front, and you want to get in front and get in the front of the next one. So when you're actually out on circuit, your mind changes, I think. But sitting on the grid, it was definitely just to finish the race. It's a good championship. When we started in 2016, it was so close. 2016-17 was unbelievably close. Over time, the new cars have come in, and things have slipped away a little bit on the terms of people with bigger budgets can go a bit further in the championship. So it's a very good one-make series, but ultimately I think for a one-make series, the Clios is a bit more as a one-make series, if you see what I mean. It's without Team Hard, I wouldn't be here. Tony has done a lot for me. Yeah, definitely. If it wasn't for him and the whole team, I wouldn't be racing. I wouldn't have been thought about for racing, that's for sure. I think actually here at Croft last year we won by just under 8 seconds. It was a big highlight for me. It was actually my first win of the year, and we was here quite late in the year. So it was a tough year, but I think that was one of my biggest highlights was actually taking my first win by such a big margin. No, I didn't. It's myself, my family, Team Hard. We work very closely together, and without everyone involved, I don't think I'd have had the success that we've had. Everyone's pushed me in the right direction. And I think that's where most of my success comes from, is the people behind me more than anything. Obviously winning the VW Cup last year, myself and Tony Gillam had a chat. We were signed up to go back to VW this year. Commercially, it just wasn't viable for us and our sponsors. So we decided that we'd have a look at other championships. And Clio was always appealing to us. Budget-wise, we was just never really able to be there. With the help of obviously my sponsors, Right Shore Insurance, Oakleaf Heating and Team Hard Racing, we could put together a package that made us come here and race in the Clios. It's a completely different car. It's when I first got in it at Donington on the free practice, everything I'd learnt in the VW Cup car I had to scrap, and you make the tiniest error and you pay for it. You really do. Whereas the VW Cup cars are a little bit more forgiving. You could make a mistake and you wouldn't lose a lot of time. Clios, you make something that you don't think's a big mistake and you've lost half a second within, which is good because that shows how good the championship is a one-make series. Touring cars. The aim was always touring cars, and then GT. That's the path that I would like to take. Whether that happens, I can only work towards that and see where we go. But yeah, touring car is the next step for me, hopefully, and then yeah, into the future would be GT racing. Winning the championship, definitely. What an emotional roller coaster that was, and we didn't have it all our way when we won the championship, and I was ready to give up a lot of points, and the team, my dad in particular, obviously it's Father's Day today as well, but he was my main inspiration to keep going. He really, really was, and I'd done it for him, I really did. I think you have to dedicate yourself. You have to pick a championship. There's a lot of championships out there. There's a lot of brilliant championships out there that will get you noticed. If you've got that real talent and the desire to win, you can. And I think there's a lot of championships out there that are very well priced, that a lot of the big touring car teams look upon, a lot of other drivers look upon. I would say, I know it's hard, I've been there, finding sponsors and using your savings and stuff to put into it, but I think if you know you can win and you know you can do well, you've just got to do anything you can to get on a grid, and then you just got to prove yourself from there.